It is raining outside, so it looks like there's going to be no pickleball for us today.
On Sundays, we usually play a ton of pickleball and meet up with grandma and just hang out for the day. It's like family day. But it's raining, and it reminded me that I wanted to update you guys on my adrenal fatigue because I haven't updated you in like 6 or 7 months, and a lot has changed since then. So as many of you guys know, I suffered from chronic fatigue, aka adrenal fatigue, where my body wasn't making cortisol for almost 10 years. And over the last 10 years have been trying to improve and renew my energy through holistic living. I went vegan, and it wasn't until about 1.5 years ago where I got tested and found out that I had an imbalance in my body, that I actually came off veganism and worked really hard to improve my lifestyle and have healed adrenal fatigue. So it's been like 6 or 7 months since I've updated you guys, and a lot has changed since that last update. I was so pizzazzed when I updated you, but now I realize there's still a massive improvement, massive difference. I want to say that now I've actually healed the adrenal fatigue entirely. It could get better than this. I can't imagine it getting better than this, but we'll have to see. But I did want to tell you the biggest differences that I've seen in the last 7 months. And the first difference really is in my energy surplus. Normally, I just feel like I'm in a constant deficit, but the surplus being that if I lose a night of sleep for like a half a night, or like something happens super stressful, like I still feel like I have the resilience to get through it. And that was then. I knew that if I lost sleep for like 2 nights, it was fine, but then by the 3rd night, I would start to feel that deficit. I'd start to get cranky. It would affect my mood and my day. Now I feel like that surplus is almost endless, and maybe it's just because I haven't gotten to the point where I've pushed it to the edge anymore. Like the edge is so far gone that I guess if I like stayed up all night and I tried to pull like 2 all-nighters, I could feel it, but I'm just not in a position where that's happening. So I just feel like that surplus is there all the time. If I lose a night of sleep, it doesn't matter. If it's like a busy day the next day, that's fine too. If I lose a night of sleep and then I'm working out the next day, or like at yoga teacher training all day, moving the body, like I don't really feel a difference other than when I sit, I could rest and lay down. Like I just feel like my preference is not to move, it's just to be more chill, but it doesn't seem to really affect like the way that I experience things or the way that my mood is, etc. The next place is activities. Back then I was able to move, but I would definitely feel like if I had a good day of moving, I want to rest the next day. Now I feel like I can move pretty much almost every day for hours a day. And I say hours a day because about a month ago, my husband and I started playing volleyball, and it would go anywhere from 2 to 5 hours in a day. And we're doing this like every other day now. So aside from kind of throwing out my elbow a little bit, and I think I just went in it too fast, and we can talk about that later, you know, restoration and stuff, because it's super important. But aside from that, I just feel so energized, and every single day my legs are on fire. I walk up these stairs, they're super sore, I feel so good, and I don't feel like any crash or deficit. So to be able to push my body to a place where it's obviously growing, and then I'm coming back to that event and still fatiguing the muscle over and over and over again, and I'm able to do that and still go to the gym in between and still do everything that I want to do, like work and hanging out with a family, etc. It's just been so amazing. Like energy 100% is the key to maximizing life. We all talk about having more time, more time. If there was more time, if I had more time, if there were more hours in the day, and that's not true, because we all have the same amount of time. But if we have the amount of energy that allows us to make our time more proficient and allows us to move through time with just more lightness and more enjoyment, then that is when we really can cultivate a life that is fulfilling and just full without being exhausted by it. So it's been a massive difference to be able to pack my day with like a whole day of work and then 3 hours of volleyball, and then the next day having my cousin come over for 4 hours doing volleyball again and still working. And that has just been absolutely phenomenal. As far as my diet, this has also changed. Now I don't feel like I have any real restrictions. About 6 to 7 months ago, I could still tell if I had too much sugar or if I started like drinking orange juice in the morning. I would start to feel kind of like the blood sugars become unstable or have a hard time regulating. I still do experience that with sugar. I mean, like it was the holidays, so, and that was, you know, like a month ago, but it was the holidays. And so I've been kind of just, it's okay, you know, let anything go, and not really figuring out like how much I need to portion my meals or how often I'm eating or like how long I'm starving. That was a big thing too, was before, like 6 months ago, if I didn't eat on time and I did that repetitively for a couple days, then I would start to drag and I would start to feel like mini crashes. We'll call them mini crashes. But now it doesn't really happen. Like sometimes I forget to eat and we're playing volleyball and I'm starving, and so I come home and just have an amazing dinner and then I feel complete and fulfilled. So I never knew that would actually recover, and I'm so glad it did, because I remember thinking, man, if I always have to be prepared to eat, like one mistake and I'm screwed. And so that is gone. I did recently, and when I say recently, I'm thinking like 2 months ago, I tried to take out the grain and start converting my protein to plant-based protein, and that didn't work out so good. I started to feel like my food wasn't completing me, like I was hungry all the time, and like I started to feel unmotivated. So I just went back to what I've been doing because it works. And I know that it also makes a difference that I am now going to the gym consistently 2 to 3 times a week if I'm not playing volleyball for 10 plus hours a week. And I just want to make sure that I'm targeting my muscles and continuing to grow and continuing to just like improve my level of physical health. And that's my goal. So I'm not trying to like make gains or like build muscle or lose weight. I just want to make sure that I don't let more than 2 or 3 days go by where I'm not improving my physical health. So because I'm doing that, I do know that inevitably you're still going to gain muscle and make changes, and so you need to feed your body well. So I have not tried taking out the grain or converting the protein again since then. My next update, maybe we'll do that, and then we can talk about how that goes. The next thing that I noticed has improved in the last 6 months is my mood. I was already super happy and like jazzed 6 months ago, but like I said, if I lost sleep for a day or two, then it would start to like affect my mood and my productivity and the way that I felt. Now I feel like I experience triggers the same. Like certain things that would stress me out or like concern me, it's the same, except now I just feel like I could say, oh, that makes me uncomfortable. Is that the way I want to feel about that? No. And then just move forward from there. Whereas before it would take this like immense process where I'm like, now I'm bothered. Why am I bothered? Okay, let's dissect this. This is why I'm bothered. Like I need to process it. Like I need to give myself a little therapy. I need to get a little space and then like take a little time to like get over it. And now it's just like, I don't know, a few minutes, or like you just think about it and you're like, I don't like that, or that thought doesn't serve me. And then it just like moves on. And the experience of fatigue is the same way too. Like I said, if I didn't eat and we're still playing volleyball, or I'm like over it and ready to go home, I can now push it. I remember during my days of adrenal fatigue, if I would tell myself, it's fine, like it's not a big deal, I'll just do one thing, or I'll just try, and I would push it, and I'd push past the point when my body was telling me to rest and just not do it, then I would get an adrenal crash. Now I can push it, and I can push it far, and I can keep pushing, and for some reason I don't experience fatigue the same. I get to the point where I'm like, I am hungry, okay, I'm ready, let's go. But then once I get that food in me, it's fine, and once I get that rest, it's fine. So overall, the heaviness feeling is gone, and it is a different experience to feel what it feels like to not get the right amount of sleep or the right amount of food and still be able to carry on. And then the next moment that you get that, then it's enough to replenish you, and you're not working in that massive amount of deficit that seems insatiable. And so I share this because if you're out there feeling any level of fatigue, or feeling overwhelmed by life, or feeling like you're doing so much and you're not able to enjoy it because you're just exhausted doing it, or you just feel like there's too much to do, there is a point where when your body gets in balance and you reach this surplus where you can do and still maintain a really healthy and, most importantly, fulfilling balance for yourself. So whether or not you're suffering from chronic fatigue, or you're just a high level person who wants to get the most out of life, I totally relate to that. There is a place where you can do that. You just have to make sure that you create and cultivate the healing habits and lifestyles that support that. So overall, the last place that I see this improvement is in life. It's the totality of this abundance in time and energy, this abundance of creativity and enjoyment. And just, it was like, you remember when you were kids and you were like, let's go outside, let's play with dolls, let's go here, let's go there. Mom, can we go to Chuck E. Cheese? Can we, and it was like, you nonstop just like wanted to, one thing after the next that sounded fun or sounded like a cool idea to do with friends. You were just like doing things all the time. And that is what it feels like as an adult. So you're able to get to activities and events and not feel stressed about it. I mean, for me, when I was dealing with fatigue, I remember seriously feeling like, okay, we have to do this, this, and this. This is what's coming up. I hope I don't get like too stressed. I hope I can make it through. Like the thought came through my mind. And it was interesting because I start to notice this now in people's languages, like talking to a friend, and she was just telling me yesterday that her family's coming for a week, and she's like, I'm glad because I have the week off, but they just want to go here, 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 and here. And I hope that I can make it. And so to have that feeling be gone is just so nice, to have the experience be all-encompassing excitement and just like looking forward to whatever is coming up in the schedule. Also, I just feel more socially engaged. Like I feel like I can listen more. I get out of conversations too where I'm like, whew, I just held space for that person. It took a lot out of me. But this just happened the other day, and it happened like 3 times in a row. I got on the phone with somebody who went off, then I had a meeting with somebody, and then I had another meeting. And when you're there, you really have to like show up and be present and try to absorb what the person's saying. I really try to interact on that real deep level, but it takes a lot of energy. And I remember when I was chronically fatigued, or even 6 months ago, I still had to sort of protect my energy space. I had to set a limit, and would often find myself just excusing myself out of conversations or avoiding them because it just took a lot of energy to engage in. And so now, aside from all of this, what is left over at the end of the day, it's not me saying, I just need space, like I need my time. Before, my husband would give me like a half an hour after work, where I just got time to process, time for silence, time to just and now my time to do that is like coming back and spending quality time with my family and with the kids. It doesn't take like energy anymore. Like I can literally feel like I'm relaxing if I'm just painting with the girls, or if we're laying down and reading a book. And before, that used to be like me giving energy. So it's interesting how the translation of certain activities change, and what used to be exhausting or what used to take energy has now become restorative. So even after a busy schedule of work, or like our schedule is crazy, like everything seems just more neutral or even keel, not so volatile in energy or emotions or perspectives and the experience in totality. So I hope that you guys who have been following this journey get hope, maybe experience some of the same things if you're going through the healing process, or if you're part of any one of my programs. If you want to talk about it and you think you're a good candidate to get one-on-one coaching from me, I have opened up more slots for free 20-minute coaching sessions. You can apply below. If we choose you, you're going to get a letter. And also, I'm just throwing this out there. Like I haven't even processed this, but I did a free move challenge last year in the spring.
would you guys be interested in a free restore challenge? The move challenge last year was geared towards helping you guys learn how to move a little bit more, but I realized that that was geared or targeted more towards people who were not in a severe deficit. And what I realized is whether or not you're in a severe deficit, a lot of you guys who are out there building business, your parents, you're doing a lot, we need to really balance and restore. And all the activities that we do, it's this yin and yang philosophy. All the activities that we have a tendency to do, the way we think, the way we creatively go about processing our day, handling stress, going to work, getting in the car, going to the gym, etc., dealing with kids, like building business, all of these things are very what you would call yang activity. And so they're like energy, takers, or like they require a lot of energy, and you're lifting and pushing the energy up. In order to balance it out and restore, we need to really bring that energy grounded and centered. And that is why doing things like meditating, doing yoga, getting a massage, relaxing feels good, because we're balancing that energy out. And if you're not balancing that energy, then it's hard to have enough to continue to push and drive the next day. So if you're interested in a free restore challenge, I'll put a link below that you can submit your info for interest. And if I get enough of you guys who are interested, I will put together a 1-week free restore challenge. Will get you tons of energy, talking about how to restore, how to balance this yin and yang, and how to bring more energy into your life so you have more time and joy and fulfillment in all the things that you're doing. So thank you guys for being here. And as always, be good, be great, be grateful. The attitude of gratitude is one of the most uplifting, restorative energies that you can cultivate and have in your life. And I am so grateful that you guys are here and sharing this journey with me. As always, leave questions, DM me, let me know how I can best serve you and help you inspire more energy and more life into your being. I'll see you guys next time.